Putting in that safety cable, like I said too.
minutes.
Yeah.
They're gonna take another one up, okay?
That one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're gonna take that up. You think? Wow. Grand Central. Camera Park. And we got an operator in each of the tower cabs. The operator there. The operator there. So not only are they gonna move that arm in a minute? But before that arm is moved, the engineers and mechanics that are up in that tower right now is gonna have to crank that baby up and move her due, could either be due west or due east, but I would say due west. That way, because when they pick the arm up, the coupling point is actually down there, so it would be easier for them to pick it up and pivot and meet that on the back side of T1. So we pray, and definitely I was sitting out here right in this position, and the sun just showed all of a sudden through the slit, so that's a good sign, I would say, that these two cranes are going to operate safely over the 2-year span it's going to take to build this building. Now, you guys who got those big crane companies out there, if you want me to, I'll come in and do my crane dance. No, you can't go out in the wilderness and get a crane and put it in a crate and have it dance around and have the same results that I would bring you if you hired me, because I'm actually doing the dance of each crane individually. I think nature would only allow you to find one bird crane that could do that, and it would only be able to do it for the lifespan of that crane. You wouldn't be able to find another one. But while me, I have a good 60 years left, sitting here at 52, so yeah, about 110 I would say. Yeah, so I'm gonna travel that way, whichever way the arm go, because I'm getting the sun coming this way, and I'm mainly getting contrast instead of details of exactly what is being done. But I see a couple of the mechanic on this side of that winch system, the motor. Paying more attention to something over on this side. So I'm thinking that the final test pressures and so forth is being taken from this side before they fire that baby up and turn her whether to the south or turn her to the east. My bet is south. And I don't go to Atlantic City anymore because it's rigged. Yeah, it's rigged. I don't say that they intentionally, but the computers are too good. No, I like the mechanical machine, you know. You don't want to ride a computer bull. You would rather ride a mechanical bull, right? Never heard of anyone riding a computer bull. No, they ride a mechanical bull. Yeah. I don't know. As these guys break these mini bikes out, that breaks down, and you can carry it like a pocketbook under your arm. Of course. And as they convert Grand Central into its Evelyn utilitarian abilities, you see more areas of relaxation being created. And so it should be. Me, after I'm done with this, I'm gonna relax. I had a great lunch today, you know? A great lunch of chicken and rice and wow, I mean, well cooked food. That's an old diesel. That's a 300D. Clean as a whistle without Florida plates. They actually have New York plates on it. So we had these boys moving into all different type of position and checking all different type of things on that crane. Let me contrast that against the sky. Yeah, let me put that across the sky. That slit in between the buildings. Okay. I still can't get the clarity that I wanted to show you. There's 3 guys working right there. And 1 guy coming out of the crow's nest. And how did I know her camera was gonna end up in this direction? Hello, why are you leaving? Hey, hello, hello, Smarty, Smarty Pants, hello. Yeah, so those guys moved out of that particular area. So I'm thinking that they're getting whatever kinks there is in that system out right now. And in a few minutes, they should be cranking that motor up and moving that. And rotating that section of the crane into the correct position. And more than likely, those are my pink friends. You ever have friends that follow you around and cause all kinds of disturbances that you don't really notice until your children get older and they don't have any backbone? Or they end up in some kind of social program and you have these perverted destroyer of society lay their hands on them and their mental ability. Because there are times when our children get weak and they go for social services. But who are these people that are in these social services? We need to that's one of the main things that we need to start taking a look at. Who the hell is running our social programs? When our children run away, when our children end up in social services because both parents they're in a one-parent home and that parent is injured or die. You know, this is where the reclamation of that respect that children and adult that turn into adult used to have for this society and do not anymore. And it's all coming about by who are their teachers and who are their inspiration. You know, we went astray for a long time. And some of us missed that inspiration that we should have been paying attention to. So we don't have the ability to give it to our kids. And when things happen, that's why we have social programs and social departments. We need to start taking a closer look at these people who are in social position. And I'm not saying about, if you were to ask me offhand, I think sexual orientation has something to do with it, but I'm subject to be wrong on that. I give my fellow human being the benefit of a doubt that you fought for your rights, and now you're not being vindictive in a way that you are blatantly destroying those who do not share your opinion, or those you think will grow up not to share your opinion. So if someone comes in weak, I'm subject to be wrong. But to be truthful as an heterosexual male in the society, we need to take a look at our social program. We need to take a look at the management of these social programs and see if we find more of one type of person in there than another. And then if we find this, see if we find people in those positions that will do anything to instill their idea of society. Not saying it's wrong or right, and I don't want to make this one Vanderbilt site any kind of, but we just need to take a look at what the next generation is getting as guidance. I was shocked to find out the other day that in some communities, in some smaller towns in the United States, the celebration of Independence Day, 4th of July, is not allowed. Someone told me that. I don't know. Someone told me. But I know for definitely that the Pledge of Allegiance, which I enjoyed so much and took to heart so much, that I was able to consider the North and South one United State. Just by saying that Pledge of Allegiance. It told me that people who lived in the South and people who lived in the North are one United States. That's what it taught me. Yeah. Yeah, I know definitely that that's banned from most schools, if not all of them. So it's quite possible that in some neighborhoods in this here United States, a person can't just take up a flag and walk down the street and say, neighbor, neighbor, come join me. This is Independence Day. Let's amass down the street. And it shouldn't have to be a permit granted. It should be if residents want and feel a need to exhibit their patriotism. It is allowed spontaneously. I'm not saying to block traffic if there has to be movement. But the interruption to a point, to a certain point of said traffic should be allowable at a moment's notice when the day is called Independence Day, 4th of July. And our military insignia and badges, like in Times Square, should not be covered on Independence Day, should not be removed under the guise of repair. Because we're well capable, as you can see, of putting massive machinery into the field to ensure that work is done in a timely manner so that we can celebrate. And those are the things that we celebrate: our ingenuity and our allegiance to this country, which translates into allegiance to the world. You know, you can't go around and say, oh, communist is bad. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down those walls. And then turn around and say, let's build a wall between us and Mexico. When we surely have enough ingenuity to stop whosoever is coming over the border and is not allowed. But are they really not allowed to come over the border? You know, I remember a time when there was work in the manufacturing industry in America where Americans could find jobs. And then someone had the bright idea of shipping them to Canada, Mexico, Europe, Asia, all over the place. Yeah, we had jobs to spare. You want a job in a factory? Oh yeah. Now our main industry is sending our kids to war. Wars that we can't bring them home from. And when they come home, those recruiting centers are in disarray under the guise of repair. But, you know, preservation for the next generation is what my channel is about, is what my everyday is about. You know, some people say, oh, you put so much time into your channel and you're not getting all these hits and you're not getting people subscribing. They really don't appreciate it. You know, they will see, and I'm confident of that. That it's things like this that they need to subscribe to. And I hear a winding. So yeah, she's in motion. He's in motion. Number 2 is in motion. Number 2 is in motion, and he's going towards the south, as I predicted it would. Because that's the safest way. So that crane is in motion. and it's coming back to the east. It's coming back this way. So that crane might be hanging over Vanderbilt Avenue when it's coupled to that, because it's coming this way. And they might make a complete revolution with that. But he is in motion. Number 2 is in motion. We're sitting at northeast now after being moved from southeast. Yeah, it's come to rest northeast. And the sun, I'm shooting into the sun, which is the wrong thing to do. So let me go this way where I might get a better contrast against that sky. As we see the tension on the cables for that arm, yeah, the slack is being taken up on this cable here. And yeah. So the coupling is gonna go on right there. Yeah, so excuse me. Excuse me, ma'am. Could you tell me what time is it, please? 6:13? And it's exactly 6:13 now, so 2 minutes ago. 5:30? Yes. Okay, 5:30. So at 5:30, and you say, why can't I get my own time, right? Because what I'm using to film is my phone, and that's my watch also. So it's 5:30, and that crane just went into motion at 5:30. Number 2 went into motion at about 5:13, 5:28, 5:29, or even 5:27. Stickler for detail, right? Okay. Well, since she didn't know the time. Excuse me, sir. Yeah, I don't want nothing from you either. That's how nasty people are. Ma'am, could you tell me what time it is, please? Oh. Excuse me, bro. Could you tell me what time it is, please? 5:29. Yeah, so he just told me most precisely, and the phone would give a more precise time. 5:29. So we went into motion about 5:25, and that horn signify that crane is moving into the position that this arm is going to be hoisted into. And ladies and gentlemen, as I predicted, it moved to the south. Yeah, it made a couple of rotation and a couple of turn and here, but it returned to the south after moving from the southeast. It's now laying south. So any minute now, T1 is going to go into action, lifting T2's lifting arm into position. And as I run my mouth, T2's tub mechanism and stabilizing point continues to move. But I heard a blast from the horn that signified that a somewhat significant amount of weight is being moved. And I thought it would be this crane, which is T1, that would be moved. But the chuck crane is actually in motion as I speak. Gotta brush up on me, girl. Boy. Inspire me to do that. She made me do that. So I don't know if the chuck crane is bringing anything in, but the next major piece of weight to be moved is this arm. Actually, the chuck crane is just moving. It's not carrying anything. It's got an empty winch that's going up. That's it. So it might be just moving out of the way of something. Oh, matter of fact, the chuck crane is going down. That's what that's all about. The chuck crane is retracting for the day. The chuck crane is under retraction. Yeah, that's what that is. And you can see my retraction video yesterday, so we're not gonna waste any film on that. We got tons and tons of people going home. Yeah. As twilight falls, the sun goes down, everyone's heading home. 5:30. And I must say, those Dodges and those Fords are sounding mighty sweet this summer. Yeah, those, especially the Mustang, sound real good this summer, buddy. We're a Chevy. Even though that Malibu continues to evolve, I don't see anything that Chevy is producing that's doing anything. But still got time. Not for the summer. No, Chevy didn't do nothing this year. It was all Dodge and Ford. I mean, you have your everyday Skyliner or something like that, but this year it was definitely the Mustang. about 5:45 now and everyone is speeding home. 11 decent. Yeah, so that tower, that chuck crane is in full retraction mode. And we got lift on number 2's arm. We got lift on number 2's arm. Ladies and gentlemen, we got lift. Excuse me, sir. Can you tell me what time it is, please?
I don't know.
You don't. Could you tell me what time it is, miss?
You have money on your card?
I believe it. Excuse me, ma'am. Could you tell me what time it is, please?
5:40.
5:40. So we got lift at 5:40. And make a gentle swing to the north. Weight is still settled under full management. And this is the end that's going to be coupled there. So it would seem they're turning around to get it exactly under the crane itself or whatever they're doing, but they're swinging it that way. I don't expect it to keep going that way. Then again, here comes the top section of the crane as I speak, but it's settled. I don't think that arm is going to continue to go that way. Why not, right? It's going that way.
Oh, 我现在就计划走到那个。
I would tend to think that it's actually going into the other driveway, the northern driveway. It would look like they're moving it from the eastern driveway, and now it's hovering more over the northern driveway. When I originally think they would pick it up and go that way, but the top section of the crane actually is pivoting towards the east when it was sitting south. So it's as if the top section is following the motion of that section. And while they're doing that, I can only assume that they're going to put that section into storage instead of actually coupling it. Yeah. It looks more like they're going to store it there in the driveway rather than coupling it to the tub section. So it's possibly that when they tested the tub, it's not it's not operating as they expected. Possibly. Because that crane is definitely going into the northern driveway. Contrary to what I thought yesterday when those columns you see there in the pit was being placed in, Tower 1 crane can reach every corner of this work site. So Tower 2 crane is more of a redundant, a part of the redundancy system that entails when you're building any high-rise of this magnitude, second only to the Freedom Tower. So maybe they ran over a little bit late and they don't want to start it now and not be able to have enough light to finish that coupling. So that's first thing in the morning, or the first major operation in the morning will be to couple that lifting arm to that rotating system. Yeah, because it did go into motion. No doubt about it. It went into motion. And it didn't quite make a full revolution. So you never know what may be to blame.